All right, so for a lot of the people who actually don't know anything about this, some of my friends that I've talked to are actually not keeping up with any of this. So this is a video for them, and for anybody else who, for some reason, hasn't heard about this. The Stop Killing Games initiative is to, the short rundown is basically, it's an initiative to stop companies from just ending games like they just did recently with Anthem. So basically, it's that game's no longer existing. Ubisoft is also doing that with The Crew. That game, people bought it, can never play it, basically ever again. So, Accursed Farms here, he's one of the ones who started this initiative, but it's being mostly led in, well, not mostly, it is being led in Europe, and that's where the initiative is taking place. So he is a very big supporter of it. He does a lot of volunteering for them, but he doesn't really do anything besides the volunteer work. So this is the response that he's getting from them.
Hey, you know that saying, it's not paranoia if they really are out to get you? Well, I have another video I do not want to make, but I probably should. And this one is newsworthy, especially for me. I have behind the scenes news on the Stop Killing Games campaign. Okay, a quick refresher because I know this gets confusing. I founded the Stop Killing Games movement to challenge the legality of publishers destroying games which you've paid for.
But he is not like any part of the actual initiative in Europe.
And that includes assisting with the European Citizens Initiative, which is the biggest thing going on with it right now. However, I am actually not the founder of the European Citizens Initiative.
That would be a group of
volunteers whom I'm in touch with. I'm ineligible to have an official role in the initiative. I'm just a major promoter of it.
Because he lives here in America separate. And it's in Europe.
That's part of why it's called the Stop Destroying Video Games Initiative instead of the...
Only European citizens, like it says right here on the screen, can take part in this. So they're trying to get it passed in Europe. They got over 1 million signatures on this initiative. And now some anonymous person is trying to basically bury this movement in a lot of legal terms or like politics and stuff to get it canceled out. Because I guarantee you one of the game companies or something like that is paying someone to just bury them in paperwork, and everybody and more people need to be aware of this to push back and stop that shit.
Stop Killing Games movement. So with that in mind, it was recently shared with me that the Stop Destroying Video Games initiative has received a serious accusation from an anonymous source. The EU Commission relayed a complaint of it committing 2 violations. Yikes! A false no funding declaration and systematic concealment of major contributions. This declaration appears fundamentally incorrect based on publicly documented evidence of substantial undisclosed professional contributions to the campaign. Well, this is all news to me, but I don't know everything that's going on with the initiative. What's this about? Oh, it's about me.
So he isn't, again, like he says, he doesn't have any part to do with the initiative, right? We all knew that. He states later on in the video that he talked to the government and asked them if what he was doing is fine, and they said yes. So it's either they're not understanding their own rules or they're just taking this anonymous tip like, yeah, sure, we just agree with whatever tipster that got put out there.
The evidence, everyone. What do we have here?
That's how I look.
A quote, there have been many weeks on the campaign where I've been working 12 to 14 hours a day to keep things moving to get signatures. Damn straight I have. That is true.
Okay,
I've been running a rickshaw carrying people to the destination.
I don't think that he's running a rickshaw, okay? Just gonna throw that out there. I don't think he is actually ferrying people in a little cart personally from point A to point B to get whatever needs to be done on this.
Yes, I did say those words. It's unclear to me if the accuser thinks I've literally been running a rickshaw service or not. And you know what? I'm not going to tell them. They can guess that for themselves. They're doing a lot of guessing in this. You'll see.
It seems like the most AI answer, like you just type in Curse farms into the AI algorithm. And he's like, yeah, he's been rickshawing, transferring people from point A to point B to help with this initiative.
Media interviews identifying me as handling the standard day-to-day work of running the Stop Killing Games initiative and described as the primary strategic decision maker and public spokesperson throughout the campaign. Okay, this is reaching. Since I apparently need to spell it out,
How
when
is
I
he?
say the initiative will do this or will do that, that's me assuming the initiative members are on board with what I'm saying and me taking my best guess.
That's like me saying the game companies will keep killing games. That's me assuming, because that's what they probably want to do, but I can only guess. Even part of something I can, in my own life, I can go, it's probably going to do this, it will do this, as basically my own guess, just like he is guessing that the initiative would do something.
I've even said before on video, the initiative members are not a hive mind. They can disagree with each other, including me. They certainly listen to my input,
Because
but the
he's
decision on
helped
literally everything
start the
about the
initiative. He didn't
initiative is
found
theirs.
the initiative.
If I don't like something but they do, then I just have to deal with it. I have no actual authority. Nobody in the initiative takes orders from me. But get ready, because here comes the clown accounting. 15 to 20 weeks of 12 to 14-hour days. That's interesting that they call this a conservative estimate, because they're making these numbers up. They may as well be reading tea leaves. It's true,
That's
I think
more
I've
than I
spent
work
that
my
many
real
hours
job.
a day working on this campaign. For some weeks. But 15 to 20? That would have killed me. Some weeks were this high, others it was
Yeah.
anywhere from 0 to 4 hours a day. I don't know. You know why I don't know?
Probably
Because
'cause
I
you didn't
never
track
tracked my
any of it.
hours. Why would I?
It's a volunteer
Nobody was
thing.
hiring me for this. It's all
Because it's a
volunteer
volunteer
time.
time.
The only reason I said 12 to 14 is because there were plenty of days where I would wake up, work the whole time, then go to bed, minus eating, exercise, and essential chores. And those days make me batty. I hate working that much. But I am impressed
Yeah,
that
I
they
would
think they know my hours
Probably
better than
also
I
hate working
do.
that much.
Oh, but here's the good part. Professional rate, 50 to 75.
So how, explain to me how someone who's volunteering is getting paid a professional rate for a campaign management or advocacy service. So he's getting paid basically what a doctor would get paid, right? Per hour. Because nurses make $32-ish. So doctors probably make around that, $50 to $75. He's getting paid $50 to $75 per hour for volunteer work. Anywhere that's paying that much for volunteer work, that's where I want to work. But clearly, this man is not getting paid anything because it's volunteer hours.
Euros an hour. Yeah, maybe that would mean something if I was a professional who had a rate for anything. Minimum estimated value, 63 to 147,000 euros. Oh, yeah.
That's more than I've made.
This one annoys me a bit because their
ever.
low end, 63,000 euros, is more money I've made in any year in my entire life.
Exactly.
Though, hey, I'm sure all kinds of people are worth more if they make up numbers about how much they
if
should
I
be getting
theoretically
paid
could
from
get paid,
imaginary sources.
$100 an hour for me.
But they're saying my volunteer work is worth that
Sit here and
much.
make YouTube
So by
videos
not
for $100
reporting
an
it,
hour.
it's violating Article 17, yada yada. Their supporting evidence is
Doing my
media
volunteer
treating me
work.
as though I'm the leader and me saying I've worked a lot on this. Well, it's true, I have worked a lot on this.
Just because you work a lot on something voluntarily doesn't mean you got paid.
To join the initiative at least 50 times. And this may surprise the accuser, but sometimes game journalists get details wrong when reporting on something.
No way, guys. A game journalist got something wrong? In the last 10, 15, 20 years, when has a game journalist ever got anything wrong? Just go read their Concord review and look how exactly right they were about that.
12 to 14-hour day commitment during many weeks far exceeds any reasonable volunteer threshold. Yes, true. They're right about that. That isn't reasonable at all. I've hated this crap and I can't wait to work less on the campaign. It's only my perception that this is
The
my
reason why
one
he's working
chance
so
to fix
hard
the
on this
problem of
campaign
destroying
and
games that's
volunteering all
pushed me
these
this
hours
hard.
is because
But I
game
have my
devs don't
limits,
care,
guys.
and they're just going to
Professional
go
time investment
out back and
constitutes
shoot all their
quantifiable
games when they're
in-kind
done, and
contribution
you're never
under
going to be able to play it
transparency
again
regulations.
because we're going to live in a world where they can just pull the rug on you whenever they want. And that's what we're trying. That's what this initiative is for. And this is what he's helping to try and fight against. But it's just help. He is literally only doing this in a volunteer fashion for an entire another country where he can't get paid and he can't be part of the initiative.
Guess good thing I'm not a professional then. Well, this is a very serious accusation.
That's
And
like
it sounds
saying
like I
I'm a
should have logged my
professional
hours and made
video
up hourly
editor for
rates like my accuser
YouTube because I
did,
make
huh?
YouTube videos
But wait,
on my own.
Here's a thought. Why don't we check what the European Union's rules actually are? Who is considered a sponsor? Sponsors are people or organizations
goes
providing
over the
financial
rules
support
of who's
over
a sponsor.
500 euros. Okay, well, I've spent 0 euros on the initiative,
Okay.
just a crap load of
So,
time. So
0.
that's not me. Legal persons
Yeah.
or organizations providing other economically quantifiable in-kind donations or non-economically quantifiable support to an initiative are also considered sponsors. Well, I've
Doesn't
been
sound like him
advised
either.
I'm not a legal person. I'm a natural person.
Yeah.
That sounds right. And I certainly wasn't representing an official
He's
organization.
definitely
I mean,
had
I haven't
talks
signed
to
one
clarify
form with Stop Killing Games
he's
on
not
it,
violating
or
the
for the
rules.
initiative for that matter. Individuals providing non-financial support, such as volunteering, are not considered sponsors under the ECI regulation and do not need to be reported. Oh,
So
what's that? That description, which is exactly what I've been doing?
the exact thing that he's doing don't need to be reported, and then he gets reported. Huh. I wonder why they're trying to get rid of this Stop Killing Games initiative. Who could ever think or guess of why they would want to do that?
So the EU says the initiative has been following the rules this entire time? But what about this anonymous accuser saying the EU doesn't know its own rules? Is there a hidden clause here? Like you're not a sponsor unless you work really hard? So let's get this straight.
You're not
We've
a
got an
sponsor unless
anonymous
you work
complaint
really
saying
hard.
the initiative is violating EU law. I'm apparently in charge of the initiative despite being ineligible to even join it.
Again,
Hence why my
not
name
part
is
of it,
not on
not
here.
on there.
The accuser is making up how many hours I've worked on this and are making up imaginary money amounts.
The accuser is making up. He doesn't even know this guy or see him in real life, and he's just guessing that he works just because he stated that I have worked as in volunteered 12 to 14 hours some days. He's not going to go, yeah, I keep track of every single hour that I've ever done. He's also not getting paid at all because it's volunteer work.
I've supposedly donated in kind, and their claims directly contradict the EU's own laws on this. And hey, plot twist, there's something I didn't tell you. The official organizers literally asked EU representatives if it was okay for me to assist them in the capacity I have been.
He even
back
asked
in
and
spring of
clarified
2024.
Clarified
Just
it
to
last
make
year.
sure everything was above board in case there was a problem or we needed to report anything. They said what I've been doing is fine. We've been doing this by the book, guys.
So everything
So where
is
did this
fine.
complaint come from? Well, we'll never know. It's
So
anonymous.
some anonymous person,
But let me ask you, does
after
anyone
he's
think this is
clarified
just
that it's
some
fine,
concerned citizen acting independently here?
it's definitely not a concerned citizen. I can guarantee you that.
I mean, pretend
I'll bet my entire game collection that it is not a concerned citizen.
all of these accusations were true. Would that end the initiative? Maybe. I don't know. Someone was gunning for us. This is a shot across the bow. Now,
Oh,
again,
yeah.
this complaint is anonymous, so I'm not accusing anyone. I don't know.
Everybody is going to assume that even though this video is late, everybody was assuming that it's pirate software. It's not pirate software. Pirate software would gain literally nothing from this.
Who wrote it? But I'll just say the timing of this is awfully hot on the heels of an industry lobby group giving some very bad statements about the movement. In some cases, I think outright lying about it. But I don't know if it was them.
So basically, the Stop Killing Games Europe, or the Games Initiative, whatever the hell it was of Europe. What was it? Video Games Europe. They made up a whole bunch of lies and stuff about the Stop Killing Games because people want to read the Stop Killing Games Initiative and then go, oh, well, it's doing this when it's actually really doing this, and I understand that, but now I'm going to spin it to where it's just going to make the points that I want to make without putting everything out there and saying the real story
about the movement. In some cases, I think outright lying about it. But I don't know if it was them. Maybe it was a different lobbying group. Or maybe it was just some political hatchet man hired by the industry. But someone
Probably.
was trying to kill the initiative. Filing paperwork to the European Union accusing the initiative and
I think
myself
2 days
of
after this
violating
video
the
came
rules,
out,
maybe
or
even
after
committing a
the
crime,
initiative got
I'm not
signed,
sure. That's no
EA
small
announced that
thing.
they're killing Anthem,
This
and
is
nobody
the
can ever play
industry
it
playing
again.
dirty now. It reminds me of Battleship. They took a shot hoping my battleship was here when it was actually here. So they missed, but I sure felt the splash. So why am I telling you all this? Well, this has me a little worried. I mean, this complaint doesn't scare me. We followed the rules and they made up the charges. I mean, hell,
Charges
if they
are made
hadn't
up,
put
yes.
appears fundamentally incorrect, this might have been borderline libel against me.
Yep.
But the fact that first we have the industry lobbying against us, then we're getting this attempted shot at us behind closed doors, makes me concerned about what
2 points on the graph make a line. Okay? The first one, yeah, you can be like, yeah, they were kind of upset. They wanted to say, hey, this is not what we want. They can talk about it all they want. They can disagree. But then all of a sudden, right after this is happening,
us,
then
then
this
we're
happens?
getting this attempted shot at us behind closed doors.
we all know
makes me
coincidences
concerned about what's
rarely
coming
ever
next.
happen, right?
I mean, I haven't done anything shady that I'm aware of, but maybe that doesn't matter. If they can't find a real angle on us, maybe they'll make more things up. Maybe serious things. At the rate we're going, I'm expecting the next news
To just be buried
to be a
in-
Photoshop of
in-
me in a parking garage doing a handoff with a briefcase full of money. Now, what I've been told is if the
To just be buried in like political crap and a bunch of paperwork to just halt the initiative for indefinitely. Yeah, I can honestly see them doing that.
the industry can't kill the initiative, the next step is to throw so much dirt on us, members of parliament start getting scared to support it. So
Yep.
just because this is only the second shot at us, that doesn't mean there aren't 20 more shots coming behind it.
I have a feeling that
And I'm
probably
again
more shots are
reminded
going to
of
come.
how stupid this whole thing is when you consider what a comparatively low cost an end of life plan is. I bet whatever companies are spending on lobbying against us is more than it would cost them to have end of life plans for their games.
Well, see, the problem is they don't want to think that far ahead. They want to get the money now, and then when their game ends, they want to stop it, because if you're playing the old game, you won't buy their new game. So the old games have to stop existing so you can buy their new games, right?
Especially in the future. Hell, I think a lot of end of life plans for games will be less than those imaginary euros I'm not being paid.
I wish I was getting
But
paid
I
imaginary
don't know
money.
what's coming next, and it could get a lot worse than this. Who knows? I am so out of my league on this. I have never been a political target before, so this
That
is all
sounds
uncharted
super
territory
scary.
for me. Have you ever played a game that's getting harder and harder, and you can still keep up with it in the moment?
Yeah.
But you're starting to think at the rate it's going, you're not sure if you can handle it in a level or two? That's kind of the vibe I have right now.
So
And
if
for
you
those
ever
of you
hear
who think I'm
a
being
curse from
paranoid,
stop talking
did
about
you hear
this,
about that
it's
retro
because
gaming
of pressure,
YouTuber who was
and he's going to
arrested
get
for reviewing modded handheld
silenced
consoles?
into not talking about this.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't hit close to home for me at all. I mean, I don't have any handhelds, so I guess I'm safe there. But what about abandonware? If I play an emulated Commodore 64 game, are they going to send the cops to my place as step 5? Gotta love the games industry. But as of this moment,
The FBI is more concerned about you emulating games rather than releasing the Epstein files. Don't ever stop talking about the Epstein files until they release them.
still feel free to speak my mind, so I better make use of it. Here's the thing. The video games industry is worth billions. If they really want to smear me or the initiative, they'll find a way to do it. We're lucky their attempts have been so bumbling so far.
Yeah, they could. This is a testing of the waters, right? They're seeing what they can kind of look and see the little cracks. So they're seeing what they can push through. And even though he has clearly stated that he's not breaking the rules, he's talked to the political representatives and the whatever that he needed to talk to that said, yes, you're good, you're fine. And then he's getting reported for the exact thing that he said that he was fine on. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I just showed you how these claims are false because they're lying about how the law defines my actions. Video Games Europe was almost certainly lying about this claim, and it was...
A German lawyer thinks this is false. This is irrelevant. When it does happen, the industry ensures players are given fair notice. See, the thing is, you're basically... that'd be like the same as we're discontinuing a refrigerator. And since we're discontinuing this refrigerator, we need to come to your house and take the refrigerator out of your house because we no longer sell this refrigerator. So take all the crap out of the refrigerator and give me your refrigerator, and you're going to have to go buy a new one.
Was irrelevant. Almost certainly lying about their liability here. They were either so obtuse they couldn't understand what we're asking for when it's spelled out for them,
They can't even
or they're lying about not understanding it.
describe what they're disagreeing with.
Oh, and this claim. This one is a bit clever because it can't be disproven. You could say this about anything.
Could or could not.
I could say it's prohibitively expensive for me to make a paper airplane. And you
True.
might say, what are you talking about? A piece of paper costs what, 2 cents? And I could say, yeah, but that would curtail my choice. Because I want to make...
Because he wants to make
my paper airplane out of the Magna Carta. And
so he wants it specifically. You didn't ask me specifically, okay? I get to choose later on what I want to do with it, okay? It's mine. I get to do it. I don't care what you guys want. I want to do this.
That's priceless. Thus, it's prohibitively expensive for me to make a paper airplane. I guarantee you that's the kind of logic they're using
that
here
we have
if you were
to
to
deal
really
with.
dig into the details. Oh, and let's let everyone know this lobby group isn't even representing its members that well. BeamNG says they weren't consulted by Video Games Europe and disagree with their statement and behavior. Even Epic Games...
BeamNG is that one game where it's like, it's just the cars and you can like smash them and it's all realistic. And even
Games.
Epic Games.
That small company, you probably haven't heard of them, has come out saying that they're currently non-committal on this. So Video Games Europe wasn't representing them in their statement either. So if they're not even consulting their members, who the hell are they representing exactly? Okay, some news as I'm editing. Ubisoft has responded to stop killing games.
Ubisoft has been on a steep decline for a long time.
I was not expecting that.
These are the same people who told you that you have to get used to not owning your games.
A lot of misdirection. I'll try and speedrun this. Okay, this is irrelevant. We're aware of your terms.
Almost anything that he says is irrelevant. It's not yet determined
if they're legal or not. This is also irrelevant. This part is true. This is a...
Did you see that everything with Guillemot, this is irrelevant?
This is also irrelevant. This part is true. This is a widespread problem in the industry.
It is definitely not specific to Ubisoft.
Is they're trying to get away with this crap as a French company. Okay, even the EU Commission wouldn't commit as to whether these types of games are services or not when asked. So he can call these games services, but...
So you can't even say that it's a service or not. Nothing is written in stone.
Legally, they might not be. Services tell you when they end. And the endless support argument. Okay, I'm undecided. If this was a senior developer saying this, I would 100% call this misdirection. I mean, hey, this looks awfully similar to that comment from Video Games Europe about endless support. This could be the industry's new playbook. If they can pretend to not understand what we're asking for over
Yeah,
and
it's
over
just
again,
feigned ignorance. They know exactly what we want, and they're just feigning. Oh well, it's this. It's this thing instead. Yeah, no.
maybe they're hoping that will change the narrative. However, this is a CEO saying this.
Because he thinks that we're all stupid. And he thinks that we're just going to follow along with the little lie that he's got. We're obviously not. That's why we all support Stop Killing Games.
So maybe he really doesn't know how these games work. Hey, if so, he wouldn't be the first CEO to not understand how his company's products work.
And he's not
So
going to be the
I can't tell
last.
if he's just
So it's
trying
okay.
to gaslight everyone, or if he just doesn't know how these games are made, so he thinks they would need endless support. I kind of hope he actually doesn't know.
They can
Anyway,
just do
the point here
peer-to-peer
is
at the
there's
end.
a lot of lying and shady stuff
Like, if you need servers, just make it peer-to-peer.
going on from the games industry against Stop Killing Games. And I guess now, me too. So if these attempts to shoot down the initiative keep happening, maybe assume the industry, which has been shown to be lying repeatedly, is lying again.
They do
and
that.
The whole point of their accusations is to make you forget the real issue, which is consumers are getting robbed by the industry.
Yes. So basically, that's exactly the point. We are fighting the companies that are doing this to stop killing our games. Like, look at Nintendo. You can't even buy half of the games, more than half of the games that they've ever made. And then they come after you when you freaking download a copy of them for a game from 1995 that they don't even sell anymore.
There are nuances to it, but the basic message is when you buy a copy of a game, you should get to keep it.
Yes.
And publishers shouldn't be able to destroy what you
and just
already
rip it away from
for.
you.
This
Here's $60.
Is so
oh,
basic.
You basically
it's still
lose
a
this
joke.
forever.
We even have to fight for this. So don't let the industry
Give me
throw
your
you
fridge.
off the scent, especially in the future. If something doesn't pass the smell test, push back. I say this because things could heat up so much that maybe in the future I'm not at liberty to give commentary or defend myself like this.
Yeah, he might be under so much scrutiny and so much legal work that he might actually stop being able to talk about this, which is why we all need to keep talking about this.
I've managed to get in touch with a few political insiders that know more about how these attacks work than I do. I intend to follow their advice. Right now, my plans haven't changed at all. But if I just go really quiet on some topics in the future, then I'm telling you why right now. It will be because the attacks are getting so serious that me saying anything might be a liability somehow. I mean, remember,
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
This was behind the scenes. The industry didn't make this one public. So who knows what the next thing they're planning is.
So the next thing they're probably planning is to either hit them with a bunch more behind the scenes things, or they're going to come out and try and openly discredit him and the initiative, to try and connect him and the initiative in some way and give some misdirection that he was doing all this getting paid, or he's secretly a part of it but not on the list. Some crap is going to come up and they're going to try and push for it.
Now, hopefully, I'm overreacting and the industry won't keep escalating this. This was just them taking a couple pot shots at us, but I'm trying to prepare for a lot of scenarios. I mean, I knew there was a chance of something like this happening back when I launched the campaign last year. That's one of the many reasons I never wanted to do this. At least this is just me trying to get the most bare minimum common sense regulation in the games industry.
The funny part too is he even asked them if what he was doing was okay, and they said yes.
And not trying to be a whistleblower on the defense industry. That would be bad. Okay, to end this on a lighter note, despite all this mess, we've been getting more and more support from European members of parliament.
Yes, we
Here
need
are
this.
some I've been informed of, though some of these I'm pretty late finding out. Marketa Gregorova's was from last year, actually, and had cool promotional art and everything.
I don't know what that says, but I'm
That's
pretty sure it's
4-bit color?
for signing.
But the big one is Nikolai
games.
Stefanuta, a vice president of European Parliament, throwing his weight behind the initiative and saying he signed it himself.
A game once sold belongs to the customer. So Ubisoft saying, get used to not owning your games. The vice president of European Parliament kind of disagrees with that from this statement, is what I can assume.
Okay, I'm the wrong person to judge social media effectiveness, but 85,000 likes on Twitter would sound like a good day to me if I was a politician. This is what I mean about easy wins for politicians, guys. Keeping it real, most
Having
people
the gamers
don't
at your
care
back
about
is a
video
great
games either
move.
way. So this is pretty safe politically. But for the people who do, Stop Killing Games is advocating for a very popular position that's in line with existing consumer protection laws and is narrowly focused.
So we're trying to fight for better consumer protection laws, and these people are actively trying to fight. Like, he is actively trying to fight for us, like, right? Better protection laws. And the companies are actively trying to fight to screw us over as much as they possibly can.
Going to cripple the industry either. The industry is fighting this because they'll fight anything that requires them to do something. Stop Killing Games is about as safe and popular as it gets in politics. And as a bonus, it's appealing to people who might not normally be involved in politics. That's an elusive demographic. And now's a good time to mention again.
Me, I am not very much into politics, but if the politicians are going to be behind a movement that supports the thing that obviously helps all of us as normal consumers, because what's next? They're going to take away cars. Our car is going to be next. Oh, we don't make parts for this car anymore, so we have to take your car away.
That contacting members of European Parliament on the Internal Market and Consumer Protection Committee is probably the best thing we can do to push back. Though I've received conflicting information on which parties to contact and what subject lines to use. If you want to help, just try your best with contacting a representative of your country.
They're going to do it in so many other ways.
Preferably someone who cares about consumer rights. Okay, that's it. I have no idea what's coming down the pipeline now, but all this resistance means we are throwing around some real power to fix things. So let's keep at it.
Yes, keep talking about this. Keep doing this. Keep talking about Stop Killing Games. Keep talking about the Epstein files. If we keep talking and making a big crap storm out of all of this, they will have to listen to us, because there's a lot more of us than there is of them, especially with the Epstein files. Within the Stop Killing Games, we are the customer. We give them the money, and if we stop giving them the money, they stop making the money. But yeah, that's what this rant has been about. Follow Cursed Games or Cursed Farms, right here, Cursed Farms. Everybody follow, watch him, subscribe to him, like his video. Yeah, that's it.